Hey everyone, good morning. Right, let's get started. Some
Yeah,
doubts on this.
yeah. Right. So yesterday I was creating the record type. I have added the table. So shall I share my screen? Is it okay?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know once this is good.
I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. So I have created the table. You can see here. So after that, I, I was opening my database. So this is my database, huh?
Right,
W02,
right.
and I'm expanding it. I was not unable. I was not able to see the my this one actually.
Can you try? What is your name of
The
your? No, no, you need to search it, right?
new
What's your name of your?
customers. Acha, new customer.
Right, so NAO
Cus-
customer, right? So try to search with NAO.
Okay.
Hit enter.
Yeah. Okay. Acha. Okay. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
You see it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Now it's
Any
good.
other?
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing else. That's it actually.
Cool. Right. Anyone else
Yeah.
has any
Thanks.
doubt? Have you guys created the application? Right, no doubts. Okay, let's get started then. All right. So yesterday we have seen that, right? How do we create a record very quickly, and it will also create the tables. And we also created some out of box features, and then created some process models, some interface. That Appian record created for us, right? And we see that we don't have to do actually much coding, and we have the functionality here for us. All right. So there was one more action that was pending. Let me share my screen quickly. All right. So if you see, right, this was a customer record that we have. Now, right now, we haven't configured this. If you go to the tempo page directly, let me hide this. Okay, so if I go to the tempo page directly and try to find this record, you will not be able to find it. Let me show you here. You see uh, that record is not available here. However, how we were opening it, we were opening by clicking on this. So when you click on this, by default, it considers the internal ID of this record, and then it opens it in the tempo mode. Okay, but if you click on the record again, you will not be able to find it. So this is the record that we created, and we have also seen that how do we create a some review of it, and then if you wanted to take an action on this record, we can go to the related action and we can see the the list of actions that we can do. Now, how if I want to have related action directly to the view on my summary page, right? Can we do that? Yes, of course we can do that. So if you go to the views, right, the view that we have built, and before that, let's go to the action. So how many actions we created? We created two actions, right? One was the create new customer, and another was the update customer, right? Now, what's the difference between this create and update? So
Create is
create,
something to create a new customer.
right? It's all creating a new customer, right? And what about the update?
Existing customer to update.
Exist.
It's
Yeah. It will.
updating, right? It's updating a particular customer, right? So
Hmm.
in actions, we have two categories: related actions and record list action. So when we say record action, it means you want to create a new record, right? So that's a create customer. If you when we create it, it falls under record list actions. However, if you see this update customer, it falls under the related actions. It means we want to update a related information of a particular customer, right? So there are two kind of actions we have: record actions and related actions. There's no difference in the configuring. Appian by itself categorize it, and then it will tell you that, okay, you know what? If you want to create a new customer, which is making a new entry, it should be a related action. Sorry, record action. And if you want to update a particular customer record, any related information, that should be a related action. Now, if we're going to create the other one that we have, we already created create and update, right? So I'm gonna go with the delete as well, generate. So again, we see that we don't have to do much, and then Appian is going to be create some coding for us. So it's taking time because it's creating some objects behind the scene. Right now we had 39 objects. We'll see how much objects will be there. Now it has done. Again, delete also comes under related action because we are going to delete a particular record, right? On a particular record, we are going to take an action. So that comes under related action. So it's done. Now, if we go here and then see the refresh the page, now we have 15 items because Appian has created two new interfaces, the delete customer and then the process model. Right now, as we have, there are two different actions that we can take. Now let's go to the view, and on the view we have created one summary page which by using the out of box feature again, right? So just click on this edit icon, and now you can see that it also give you the list of the related actions that is being created in this record. So check those both of them, and it says how do you want to open this, related actions. If you want to open as a dialog box, the new tab, or the same tab. Now let's see if you want to go with the dialog box. So I just hit the dialog box and say okay. And then save the changes. Now what changes it will make to your system? If you go to the record and refresh the record now, let me go to the record here, customers. Now we have this record. Now let's say if I want to work something, make some changes on the record, right? So click on the record. You will be able to see the summary page. Today. And then you will also be able to see the those related actions are directly available here. It is also under related action tab, but you can also create a shortcut to be seen on the directly on the summary page. Now if you click on that, it will definitely do the same thing. This is a UI that has been built by the Appian, where it says that delete the customer, and how this Appian is UI is opening as a dialog box, right? If you want for the update customer, it's opening as a dialog box. So based on the UI size, it fitted, and then say that how do you want to open it. Okay, any questions so far? Is that clear? Any doubts?
Yeah, it's clear.
Good. So see, I mean, how we are designing everything in Appian without having writing any code. So why this is very famous with the business users, right? Because Appian also says to the business, right, you don't need a I mean, not it's not a positive way, but just to make business very understandable, this is that, I mean, if you want to build something by your own, as you don't need to be learn the coding. Let's say if you want to do some quick apps just for customer tables, you can easily can do that. So that's what Appian says to the business. It's very easy to learn, and it's very easy to configure the things. That's why it's very famous in terms of BPM tool. All right. So there are many more things to be seen in the record. We have seen the few things only. How do we create an actions, and then how to design a summary page and all. But we will learn more in depth. I just wanted to show you guys that this Appian record is very powerful tool which can help you to do all these things. All right. Now in every application, right, we also have few things that we you must be working with some organizations that you must have some reference table, right? So what is the use of a reference table? Can anyone tell? What is the use of a reference table?
We can refer that particular table and get that particular records out of them for creating a new. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I mean, see, in database, is it okay to capture the text value all the time?
No.
Right. We should be capturing the IDs, right? Why we should be capturing the IDs?
Because that's
it will
really
use all,
unique.
Right.
yeah.
It will be unique. Okay. Great. Yeah. What else?
The particular ID will give the all related details of that particular customer. So,
Right. By using the foreign keys, we can have it. But the
yeah.
query, right? When we do the query to fetch the data, IDs are much faster than the text, right? Because we can easily find that IDs, right? The number and integers field, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even while writing also it is faster than writing the company. So if you want to create a relationship between 2 or 3 different tables, so having ID is very a good thing, as an integer table is very optimized to sort the things and then fetch a particular index, right? So that's why we should always prefer the IDs. Now why do we need an ID? Let's say if I want, as we are going to create a loan, sorry, I mean the account opening process, right? So we might have a drop down where we can say that account type, right? So in the account type, we might have a saving account, loan account, demat account, maybe some other account, say current account, right? So if we go and capture that text to our table size will be longer. And then also the if I want to search for, like, let's say give me the list of my saving accounts, so it will try to find within the text field, right? Which will be a slower query. So we should always have a reference table which can refer all these kind of things, right? So let's just the way we design this our and your customer, who can help me to design a record, again a new record for my reference table. Or if you anyone wants to share your screen and then create a reference table, we can guide. If anything goes wrong, we can talk here. So anyone wants to do that, or you want me to do this? I don't want to create a multiple records. It's just the create is fine, the action, but first of all we need a reference table. Anyone wants to go and show me, or do you want to show? All right, so let me create a new record. I'm going to say reference table, reference data maybe. Oh, come on. I'll say create. Now when we talk about the reference table, what are the fields we think about? What fields can a reference table may have?
The ID is going to be
ID.
permanent of person.
All right, so first of all the ID
Um,
definitely will be there, the ID. Okay,
yeah,
let's say I don't want this modified by and modified on, because no one is going to modify the reference table, so that's fine. So ID is definitely there. Next, what next could be there? We can have a
the-
column called category, right?
yeah,
What category of information you want to capture in your reference table, and then we can have a display value. Like for this category, like one of the categories is going to be account type, right? So account type will have multiple values, right? So loan account, demat account, saving account, current account, many things will be there, right? So one will be category, another could be the display value, right? And then one we can have for exacting. Let's say I'm going to add 3 columns more, and I'm going to say category, display value, and then exactive, right? Exactive is going to be boolean. This is the field that I'm going to have. I'll say next. I don't want a relationship now. Delete it. I hit next and create the table statement checkbox check, save it. So now my table has been created in the backend. Fine. Now what I need to add? I need to add a relationship. I mean, sorry, I need to add an action for adding the data. Let's go and do that. Let's save it. Okay. Now I'm going to have an action. And I'm going to say, let me sync the record first of all. Record sync successfully. Let's go to the action and generate the record action. I just want to go with the create. And why we are creating this reference table? Because the new UI we are going to build, that UI is going to be, we are going to use the reference data too. So let's say I'm going to add new reference data. I'm going to say give the category as account type, and display value will be, let's say, savings account is active true. Create and copy this category, new reference data, same category, current account is active true. Now we can have new reference data, same category. I'm going to have demat account. Oh, we didn't do that is active. Anyways, we can create an action for account type, loan account. Create. Right. Now we have this. For if I search for an account type, I will get all this list, right? So that's what is, query we need it for, to bring in the information from the account type. So let's say we can also create some more categories. So let's say I want to create a category called status, maybe account status, account status, and I can have initiated. You can have new reference data account status, and then say maybe approve. Can have another reference data saying that rejected. We can have one more called on hold, right? So likewise, we can create the categories and then associated display value, right? All right. This was just a revision of this one, right? So now, if I want to create a form for us where we need to design a interface, where first, what do we need? We need to search for a customer, right? We need to search for a customer for whom we want to create a new account, isn't it? So what could be the UI? How you're thinking that a UI could be there? And what are the things you need? You have a customer table, right? And think about that. I am a customer, I'm visiting to your bank and saying that, hey, you know what, I want to open a new account. Maybe I need certain things. So how do you know that if I am available existing in your system or not?
By checking your first name or maybe some ID or
Right.
maybe
So
mobile
maybe,
number, some
so
one of these.
you need a UI, an interface where you can go and search for us, right?
Yeah,
So
Yes.
that UI we already have it, isn't it? We have our customer table, right? The customer record that we have. If I open this customer record, let's say when you visited, what I'll do, I'll open my customer record, and then I'll say that, hey, you know what, can you please help me with your first name, or maybe with your some ID? They give you some ID, right? Imagine we have thousands of record available, right? There are thousands of records available. They gave you some ID, hey, this is my PAN number, right? Oh yeah, I can find you. Yes, please tell me how could I help you. Now you open your customer details and you can see, can you please verify your details and all everything? Okay, yeah, I can see that. Now what do you want? I want my email address to be updated. Okay, fine. You want to update your email address? Okay, fine. I can create you update customer. Okay, tell me what you want. I want that, Raj, and then we say I need to add something like, right? Okay, fine. You done it. Thank you. Now, in our case, what I want to create a new account. So what we can have? We can have a new account process created, so that whenever user go and click on the new account, open new account, we should see a form, and in that form we should have like, what is the account type, what's the purpose, isn't it? All those details that we need, right? So whenever we fill this all those details, what do we need? Where do we need to capture these details? we need another table, right, where we can go and
Yes.
save the account details. So what we do need to have, first of all, Appian, account record, right? Let's do that. So I go here and say new record type, and we'll say account detail, right? So now you tell me what are the fields we need for an account details.
Same his first name, last name.
Now, why do we need a first name, last name? We already have that
Uh,
first name, last name in our customer table, right?
yeah, yeah, okay, 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 yeah, yeah. What type of account he wants?
Right. So first of all, we will have account ID.
Yeah.
That will be your primary key, isn't it?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
we need, what else we need? Let's say I'm gonna have the column for now. Add it. Yes, what you mentioned is account type, right? Shall we have a text or shall we have a number integer here?
Text is fine, right? Savings or
So we should be saving a text value or we should be saving the IDs of the account type.
uh, text
Remember,
is
right?
fine.
We have created this reference table,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it. Yeah.
right?
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
for every text of the account type, right? We have a associated ID. So it should have a
Yes.
number integer field, right? And then we can have a customer. So what should have for the customer, text or ID?
ID.
Right? So every customer definitely will have some ID associated, right? So we
Yes.
can have the customer ID. What else we can have? Account status.
Yeah.
For that also we can have an ID because we have our reference in table entry, right? What else we need?
Yes.
We need account status is active or not, but definitely we will have is active or boolean. What else? The most important thing, guys, for an account, balance,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So we can have a field called balance. What type we should be considering here?
Integer number.
Balance could be decimal, right?
Decimal. Yes, yes. Decimal.
And is active,
Exactly.
we're going to have boolean. Are we missing anything? No? All right. Right, right. I will not add a relationship now. I'll just remove it. We'll add it later. Right. So now our account table is also created. You know. Now what do we need? We need an interface. So we can design an interface from the scratch, and we can say that, hey, you know what? Let's have a form where we can provide the details for this account. All right. So account structure and then record is ready. All right. Let's go to the Appian designer, and then we can say new interface. I will give the name as new account opening form. This interface will show the form to create new account, right? Create. All right, now we are going to learn this from the beginning or scratch of this, interface design, right? We have seen that how Appian can build a UI for us, but now we are going to build it from our end. All right, so you can see this design panel. What you see on your left hand side is called the different layouts that you need. You can drag and drop and have an UI according to that. Let's say I want to have a form layout, just drag and drop it here. A form layout will be get designed, and if you want to see the code behind it, just click on the expression mode. It will also show you the code of this form layout. So this is the code for the form layout. It has like 24 line of code because it has a label, it has a buttons, two buttons are there, right? Submit and cancel. It has those buttons here. Right? Go back to the design mode. Let's say I want to have some this UI to be divided in multiple columns. For that, we can have different columns. So I can drag and drop the columns between this thing. What it will do, it will by default create 3 columns. If you want to have more, you just click on the plus icon, it will create one more column for you. If you want to delete a particular column, just delete any one of them. Right? Now inside this columns, we want different fields. Let's say I want to have a drop down field here in the first column, and drop down for the drop down we need to search for it. If you can't see it here, just type it here, drop down. It will be listed here. So drag it and drop it in between where you want it. So now this drop down is being configured. So see here, this drop down is going to have all those fields. So right now it has given you some default values. We can have some value that we need to configure. Okay. Right? Any question?
No.
Okay, so let's say I want to change the label for this form, right? So just click on the area where you want to make some changes, and on your right hand side you can see small arrow icon. Just click on it, and then it will list to you here whatever the value we have. If you see this label, it says form. I can say new account form. Now, and if you want to change the label for this drop down, just click on this drop down and say account type. Right? So you can see whatever changes you are making it here, it's also reflecting immediately on the UI where you can go and see all those things. So I can select different options here. Let's say we need to bring that information, whatever account that we have into the system, and we will listing here. When you select, and it will save to the particular variable, right? So this is how we build a basic interface. Now, as we are talking about the variables, what are the what is the variable? Okay, can you tell me what is the primitive type variable? Anyone? What is a primitive type variable?
Int, boolean.
Right,
These are
right, right. All those variables that we have, like integer, text, boolean, date, these are called primitive type variables, right? Now, if you think about our this record, right, it has a combination of integer, boolean, text, date and time, user, right? So what this called then? It's a combination of everything, right?
Yes.
So what this will call? It's a record type variable because we have built a record with the combination of all the primitive type. So it's a record type variable. Okay. In Appian,
Okay.
we have one more thing called uh, custom data type. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting important call. Sorry. So in Appian, we have something called custom data type. The custom data type is kind of a structure, class. Because let's say if you talk about, if you want to capture employee information, right? Like the way we have created a new customer, right? So in the new customer, we have many fields. We have first name, middle name, last name. So if you don't have a structure, if you don't have a class, then let's say you have 20 fields to be captured. You will need 20 different variables, one variable for first name, one variable for middle name, and one variable for last name. Likewise, you will need all those different variables for different fields, isn't it?
Yes.
right? Now, if you want to take all those variables and save it to the database, how difficult it would be to do it, isn't it? Right? Because you have to maintain 20 variables, right? So it's not easy task. So what any technology comes with a called a structure of a data. In Java, you might saying a class of data. You create a class, right? So when we create a structure of your different primitive type in Appian, we call it either custom data type or the Appian record type, because record type is also now having a group of these fields, right? Now, what's the difference between custom data type CDT and the Appian record? In Appian record, we have seen that we can also take an action on a data. When we say the take an action, what does it mean? We are able to create it, we are able to update it, we are able to delete it. All right. However, the custom data type, you cannot take action. You can simply carry the data from one place to other place. You do not have to maintain multiple variables. By using a one variable, we can define a type, either record or CDT, and we can carry all those 20 different fields at a time from one place to other place. Right? Think about in the same way, if you go to a grocery market and you have 20 items you have bought and you don't have a bag, right? How do you carry all those 20 items? It will be very difficult, isn't it? And if
Yeah.
you have a bag, you will be putting all those different 20 items, grocery items into one the bag, and it will be very easy to carry from one place to other place, right? The same way, if you in any application, what is the fundamental thing that we do is carrying the data from one place to other place. So if you don't create a container, maybe if you don't create a class, or maybe if you don't create a structure of a data, it will be very difficult. So for that reason, we create this structure and all. Right? All right. As we are talking about the variables, how do we declare the variables in Appian? Let's see that example, right? I'm putting this UI design for side for now, and we'll talk about the variables. Okay, I'm going to create one expression rule, and that's a test rule, right? I'm just going to create an expression rule. So I give the name as a test rule one. Create. All right. So first of all, to declare a variable in Appian, we need a function called local variables, right? The local variable is a function which allows you to create a variables in Appian. So how do we, if you don't know, right, just start typing local variables. It will give you a suggestion. Hit the tab, right? So this variable function allows you to define a variables in Appian. Now let's say I'm going to define a variable called local bank name, comma. So to declare the variables, we need a function, local variables. And to give a name of a variable, we need a prefix called local bank, so that we can know this is a local variable, right? Local name. And I'm going to declare local bank age. That's it. We do not have to define the type of the variable if the variable is a local, right? Now, how do we initialize the value to a variable? There's a in Java we might be using equal operator, right? In Appian we use a colon. We can simply put the colon, and then in the double quotes I'm going to say Raj. For the age, let's say I'm going to put colon and then say number, right? Now I have created a function. This is the kind of function that we are going to create, and it's a local variable functions we have used to declare the variables. And inside that I have declared two variables, local name and local age. If I try to return a local name, just type at the end and just click on the test tool. Appian by default is going to understand that this is a text type. You will not have to define the type of a variable here. Instead of name, if you are trying to return the age and click on the test tool, it will say that 30 is the number integer that you are trying to return. So you will not have to define the type of a local variable, and to declare it, we need a local variable functions, and the name should be prefixed by local bank. Now, if I want to declare, return a text out of it, I'll say Raj is 30. So how do we can do that? I can have local name that will definitely give me the output as a Raj. I want certain things to be appended here. Age is. So I can have, there are two ways in appending in Appian. Either you can simply use the ampersand operator. The ampersand operator is used to append the variables and then put a double quotes here and a space. I'll say age is colon space and then again ampersand. What do I need to write here? Can anyone tell me?
Local bank is.
That's correct. Local bank age, because we have this declared here. Now, if I try to return this, it says, look, Raj is 30. And the whole is considering as a text because we are appending the text. This is one of the way. The other way is by using a function called concat. So I'm going to say concat local name, put comma, the text, put comma, local age. This is also going to give you the same output. Right? So either you go with the concat function or you can use the ampersand, whatever is fine suitable for you. Any questions so far, guys?
Mm, Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a doubt here. So Appian will start to reading the code from first line, na?
Right.
Because one of my case now, one person asked me about if A is equal to B, means
Mhm.
he declared, suppose for example in third row he declared local bank A is equal to local bank B, and in
Mhm.
fourth row he gave the value to the local bank B and he
No,
print local bank A.
it's not possible because if you say that local bank B that you're trying to assign to local bank A is improperly scoped,
Ha.
right? Let me show you. So when you say local bank A, okay, and you're trying to say that initialize with local bank B, and then you say that local bank B is having a value called 10, right? Now you say that
Yes.
there's it says improperly scoped variables, unused local variables. So according to this Appian, as it goes sequential, it says that hey, you want to local bank A to be have the value of local bank B. However, I cannot find local bank B because local bank B is declared after this. Now, what happens if I take this code from here and put it top? And then if I try to return local bank A, will it give the output?
Yes.
Now it will give the output as a 10 because whatever you want to assign to A is already declared here.
Okay.
Right? So it's a sequential. So if you want to have any variables used to the next level, it should have been declared before that. There could be scenarios can occur, right? Let's say you want to have a whole list of data in a variable, and from that whole list of data, if you want to bring some few data, right? So that query has to be made first, so that you can utilize in the next level, right?
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Is that clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is like we are declaring the primitive types of data, right? Now, as I said, right, when a record is a kind of record type, right? How can we define a variable? Let's say I'm going to have local bank customer. Now I'm going to say that this particular customer variable I want to have of a record type. So I say record type NAO. When you start typing NAO, it should give me the name NAO customer. See, we have this NAO customer, right? Now if I try to return local bank customer, shall I get anything? Let me see. It says it's a record type, right? And if you go and just simply put a parenthesis here and then try to test rule, it says any customer type. Now it is not giving you any output, but it has certain fields. If you want to know what are the fields it has, you can see, just click inside the parenthesis and it will give the list of the fields that you have. Let's say I'm going to have customer ID. I'll put null, first name, and it should be same that it's declared, right? Now if I click on the test tool now, key must be record field reference. So if you want to if you use a custom data type, then this is fine. You can have it by using like this. But if you try to use a record type, then this cannot be directly mentioned. We have to mention like this: record type NAO customer dot. We have to see the fields and then customer ID. Same way for the first name, NAO record type customer dot field dot first name. If you do declare like this and click on the test tool, now you see that it will give you a data type of NAO customer. And instead of null, if you try to use certain values, right? So let's say I'm gonna customer ID. Let's say I'm gonna put 1 and first name. I'm gonna say Raj. We can also declare a variable of a particular record type. Right? So all the fields, if you keep adding, all the fields will get listed here. Right? Any questions? So to refer a record type, what prefix we need? Okay. Anyone? To refer a record, what is the type that we need? The prefix.
Record
yes,
type bank.
Record type bank. Correct. Record type bank. And then once you start typing, you will be getting your suggestions. You know. And then dot fields, if you want to have any particular fields. Right. Now, what is the variable? And now, what is the function which is used to declare a variable? What is the function name which is used to declare a variable in Appian?
Local variable.
Local variables. And what is the prefix is required to declare a variable?
Local bank. I mean, local bank नाम है.
Local bank. That's a prefix that we need. Okay. Good.
Okay.
All right. Now that is about the variables, and we have few more variables, right? Is it like we can declare only single type variables or record type variables? What if I have an array? So let's say I'm going to declare a variable called local bank ARR1. If we use a curly braces, it means that I want to declare a variable as a kind of array. So if I try to return this local bank array1, it will give me the list of the number integer. It will tell you that you have an array1, which is a list of number integer 5 items. Now what happens if I put some text within it? And try to return local bank array2. It will say list of text string. Right? Now what happens if I say 1 comma a comma b comma 3? It's a combination of number and text. Then what Appian will tell to us? It will say that you have a list of variants because you have combination of your values. So in Appian, we can also declare a variable which is a type of an array. Is it like it can be only array type? Can we have array of arrays? let's try that. Let's try with the array of arrays. Let's say I'm gonna have local bank, maybe subject, and then I have going to declare saying that um, mm, if I try to return local subject, what I'll get? So it gives me the dictionary. That's a not dictionary. It says that in a maths we have, I mean, 4 participants that we had. One of them has 55, 41, 32, 25, and in English we have like this. So you can also create a exact array within an Appian by using this array of array. Okay? Any question?
No.
So you guys now understand what the variable is, how do we declare the variables, and which functions are required for the variables, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, all right. Now let's move to our interface then that we were designing. Now you guys tell me this account, new account form, right? We need this account type. How do I bring this account type that we need it here? Where those informations are available?
Record type from
Record
record.
type, right? Yeah. So basically the information is finally is in the database, and database is connected with the record type, the reference data record type that we built, and from there we can query the data and then we can show it here. Okay? Isn't it? So yeah, what is the input we need for that query? What category we want to bring, right? Because if we query the record type, the whole data, then right now we have only 8, right? So which is fine. Imagine if working in an actual application, right, and there are like thousands of reference data, it will bring all the information, isn't it? So that's the reason we have given a field called category so that we can query the data based on the category, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we can design a query to build, to query the data from the record type, and for that we need to design a new rule which can query that. Do you want me to proceed with that, or do you want me, to practice this much and then you can connect with that for tomorrow? Because that will be too much. If we start the query, it's not a small topic, can't be finished in the time. So shall we start tomorrow the query record? And if you guys
Yeah.
want to practice the
Yeah, that's fine.
variables
Yeah,
here, right?
Yeah. That's
yeah, we'll do practice and then tomorrow we can chat with.
Right. Okay. Right. All right, guys. Then practice this much. You are added to the WhatsApp group, right? So if you have any questions, any doubt, you can ping me there. When I'll get some time, I'll definitely reply. Okay?
sure.
All right. I hope this you guys are not feeling this stuff, right? It's pretty easy so far that what we have done. I mean, it will be, you might get some code to do because when we create a query rule, definitely you need to do some coding. But there is a way out of box features as well. Um, but that's not the way of learning, right? I want to show you the coding as well, how it works. So we'll do that some coding tomorrow for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you just play around the variables, declare some variables, see how it get returns, create some rules, and see. You can even, you can also do plus minus in the expression rules. So try with those, see how it works, how it returns the value. Okay. Fail the code. If you fail the code, you will learn more errors. If you learn the errors, then you will learn more coding. That's the way of learning. All right. So let me know if you have any questions, guys. We'll connect again tomorrow same time, and then you can continue.